Guys, did you know that 96.8% of you are not subscribed to Two Stinky Socks? You should subscribe right now. It'd be
Yeah.
very epic poggers of you.
Also, join my
Okay.
Discord. I just made one. Link in the description.
Yeah.
So I've got the best upload schedule in existence. I definitely have not been putting off making this for the past like 4 weeks or something. But yeah, I just felt like making a video for money making methods instead of flipping because there's too much flipping and sometimes flipping gets boring. So these are just kind of the methods that I would recommend / I have done in the past, and hopefully you can learn something from them. So yeah. Alright, so in all seriousness, I'm going to split up this guide into a bunch of different stages. So each stage is going to be a different progression point in the game, and it's going to have different requirements and budgets and etc. So it's going to start from stage 1, which is just starting the game like 20 minutes ago, to all the way to super endgame. Alright, so stage 1 is going to only have 3 requirements, and that is farming 7, foraging 7, and mining 7. And even before you have those requirements, you can still make some money. So if you just made a new profile, just got to the hub, the first thing I'd recommend doing is going over to these wheat fields and punching the wheat until you can get enough money for a rookie hoe. And once you've done that, I would just run around, farm the wheat in these fields, and sell it to the NPC, or keep it until you get farming 7. Alright, so once you've gotten your rookie hoe, I would just start mining wheat until you get up to farming 12, or at least a pretty high farming level, so you have quite a bit of money. You can keep most of the wheat, but sell a little bit, so you have enough to buy a golden shovel and efficiency 5. This is because we're going to be mining sand. Mining sand is another really good money making method super early game, and you can also do it to get mining 7 really quickly. So what you can do is put efficiency 5 on your golden shovel, head over to the mushroom desert, and then just mine sand. You'll get a ton of mining XP, and it's way more efficient than the deep caverns. And for foraging, there's no way around it. You just got to get yourself a gold axe. You can buy some gold from the NPC and just mine the trees until you get it. So then once you've unlocked all your 3 level 7 skills, you can head to the bazaar and sell all your stuff. Once you have the bazaar unlocked, obviously you can start bazaar flipping. Alright, so when you're bazaar flipping super early game, there's a couple of super easy ways to get a lot of money quickly for that stage. So the first thing you want to do really, once you have at least a little bit of money, is you want to head over to the builder. You want to go to classic builder and ice. So you can see that ice costs 1 coin from the builder, but it sells to the bazaar for 4 coins. So if you just buy 10 stacks of ice for a total of 640 coins, and then if you sell the ice with a sell offer, so you click the ice in your inventory, click the sell offer button, and then click the gold nugget, you can see it's going to sell for 2,530 coins. And that should sell almost instantly. So there's a couple items you can do this with. Pretty sure usually packed ice is similar. So you can buy this for 9, sell for 48. So if I just buy 10 stacks of this and sell those, you can get a total of almost 30,000. And then if you have the quartz recipe for enchanted quartz, you can buy these blocks of quartz. This is only if you have the collection. But then you can craft them into enchanted quartz and sell it for quite a bit of money as well. And you can buy 2 quartzes. So if you go to classic builder, there's the quartz here. You can go to variety and there's the quartz here. Oops. You can buy this as well. Put it into the enchanted quartz. I don't know how I got an extra block, but we'll sell this. And I've instantly made a decent amount of money. So you can check through all of these menus in the builder. I'm pretty sure it's just those 2 items or those 3 items that are the best. But the builder is not the only NPC. So usually if you come over to the adventurer, and if you have not enough updates, it'll help quite a bit because you can see the bazaar price. You can go through each of these items and check if it's cheaper to buy from the NPC than it is from the bazaar. So like slime balls right now are 14 coins, but sell for 17 coins. So I could do this. And I'm auto-compacting them into slime blocks, but you could buy slime balls and make a profit. And there's also the lumber merchant. Yeah, so just in the time I was talking, this quartz sold and these didn't sell. So if it doesn't sell, if you haven't bazaar flipped before, you can go to the book down here to look at your orders. Oh, some of it actually did sell, but you can click the order and then click cancel to get it back. And then what you want to do is just click it again, sell, -1, and then sell. And over time that should sell. So now let's get to actually bazaar flipping. So super early game, you just want to pick really high demand, high supply items. The first thing you want to do is turn it to advanced mode so you can see more stats. You just click this and change it to the gold ore. And then just look through all the sections for super common items like wheat. And you just want to be looking for a difference in buy price and sell price. So you can see the 2.0 coins here and the 2.1 coins here. That's how much money you'd be making. You'd be making 0.1 coins per wheat if it's sold at this price. Now that's obviously not that good, so we're going to look at something else. Thing I like to do is usually blaze rods are pretty good. They aren't amazing right now, but it's like 4 coins per. So I'm going to put in an order for 1,000 while we wait. So the way I did that, you go to blaze rods, click the type of blaze rod. You don't want to do these because they'll never sell, or they will, it'll just take longer. So you click the item and click buy order, then you can select how many you want to buy. So I'm going to choose 1,000, and you can select the price. So this will just undercut the next person, which is why I always click it, and then it'll create the order. So then it'll make the order wait, and then people who are insta selling blaze rods will sell to my order and it'll slowly fill. So you can see mine has already gotten 559 of them, and a lot of this stuff is sold as well. So yeah, then once you get the items, you can just click it to claim and then sell offer for that. So you can see in chat, I bought them for 17,888 and sold them for 19,566. So that's pretty decent for just starting the game. So it's really just about knowing which items are high supply. So like if you look under the thing, it says 4.6 million and 2.1 million and then 64 million insta sells. So if that insta sells number is high, it means a lot of people are selling this to the bazaar, which means your orders will fill really quickly. Whereas something like this, there's only 8,000 and 23,000, which is a lot less, and that's an entire week, so you probably won't get those filled anytime soon. But yeah, just the more insta sells it has, the faster it'll sell. Tarantula might be good, but it's not really high demand, just knowing what the item does. Anyways, I'm getting off task. Just make sure you buy items that are cheap. That's what I would recommend. And make sure you buy a lot of them. So you can put in a custom amount, like I could put 10,000 ender pearls. I'm not actually going to put it, but that would be like 100k. And then that would probably sell for, well, 160k, and it would sell for 200k. Yeah, that's a pretty quick guide on how to bazaar flip early game. This is really only good when you have nothing else to do, and you can just kind of sit here while multitasking and make some quick money. Alright, I just realized how long it took to do that section, so the rest of this video is going to be kind of faster. So once you've made about 500k to a million coins, you could probably come to the Spider's Den if you have at least a few stats. Like, play the game normally as well, but also bazaar flip to make your money. So you should be able to survive perfectly fine in the Spider's Den, and there's actually a super good one-time money-making method for early game players in the Spider's Den. So if you didn't know, there are relics around the Spider's Den that you can click one time to get 20,000 coins, I'm pretty sure. So in SkyTills, if you do /st, there's a mod called Show Spider's Den Relic Waypoints. So just search Relic Waypoints. And if you turn this on, you can see waypoints to every single one of these relics. So what you're going to do is you're just going to get around, possibly buy a grappling hook. You're going to look for all the relics. There is one right here, but I already clicked it. And every time you click one, I'm pretty sure you get 20,000 coins. So that'll be really useful if you want to buy the Raider Axe. And it'll just give you a nice jump start to being able to farm zealots. So yeah, you can just do that, come to this guy, buy the Raider Axe, and you're going to be chilling. So once you've done that, you can still bazaar flip in the same way as before, but it's not going to be as efficient because you're still not going to be able to make much money. You could buy more expensive items with higher margins and let them wait, but there's no guarantees they'll sell. At least with really cheap items, they're always going to sell. Once you have a Raider's Axe and at least some talismans, you can just buy some from the auction house or check one of the bots or a website like Skycrypt or Skyhelper for which ones you need. And if you buy some of those, get some Ender Armor, a Raider Axe, and maybe a God Potion, you should be able to one-tap Zealots. I'm pretty sure everyone knows about this money-making method, but if you somehow don't, in the end, there's Zealots in this area. You can go around killing them. They have a 1 in 420 chance to spawn a special Zealot holding an End Portal frame, which drops a Summoning Eye. And Summoning Eyes sell in the Bazaar for 900k to a mil. So that's a pretty good money-making method. You can make around 6 mil an hour if you're efficient. It's just important to be fast and be able to kill the Zealots quickly. And then one more money-making method for this stage of the game is a flipping method, actually, but it's really easy. So what you do is you come to the auction house and you search for Rejuvenate. And these books usually go for 30 to 50k for the level 1 book, and you can craft 16 of the level 1 books into a level 5 book. It's actually not very good right now, but sometimes these can sell for about 1 million coins. And if you buy each of the level 1 books for about 40k, 40,000 times 16 is only 640k. So you can make quite a bit of money if you just do this a lot. And Rejuvenate books have super high demand and super high supply, so it should sell almost instantly if you do make this. Alright, so for the next stage, the requirements are really just going to be most or all Fairy Souls for the extra health and strength and defense. And then about a 5 million budget and a few talismans, just a decent early game player. So the main methods for this stage are really just farming eyes still. That's still going to be a really good method. You could do floor 3 and floor 4 of dungeons, and the drops you want to go for are like Rejuvenate books, Ultimate Wise books, Wisdom books, Necromancer's Brooch, Spirit Wing, Recombobulators, and Fumings, but pretty much anything with profit. You can use any U, not enough updates, or Skyblock extras, or Skytills. Really all the mods have a profit calculator, so if you just use that, you can figure out what items are good. So for the class you want to play, I personally went Mage with Adaptive Armor, a super heavy chestplate, Shadow Goggles, and a Spirit Scepter, although you can probably use a Bonzo Staff as well. You could probably go Berserker with a Flower of Truth or something if you really wanted. So when I did this kind of money making method, it was back when Bone Rings were still crazy overpowered, and floor 4 had massive profit because of the Spirit Bones. So this stage of the game is a lot easier than it is now when I did it, but floor 4 still has quite a bit of profit with Spirit Wings and Spirit Pets and the other normal drops that you can get. So you could still Bazaar flip during this period, but you should really be looking more towards long-term investments and just buying lots of items that you think will go up, waiting, and then selling them if they turn a profit. You could also do craft flipping with some more valuable books like Ultimate Wise books, Wisdom books, Overload books, Rejuvenate books still, and etc. And then you can also bin to bin flip some dragon armor and low tier dungeon armor like adaptive armor and other stuff of that kind of tier if you find it. Really just normal bin to bin auction flipping would also start working at this phase. Alright, so stage 4 has pretty much a 10 to 15 mil budget, and you should really have all your Fairy Souls and quite a few talismans. Once you have all that stuff, really the money making method that I used was floor 5 S plus runs. This is a lot easier and harder now at the same time. So when I was playing floor 5, I was using the same mage setup as I was using for floor 4, and that was acceptable because the Juju didn't exist. But now that the Juju exists, it's easier and harder. So the Juju is really, really good for floor 5, but a lot of people use it at this stage, and a lot of people really suck with it. So they don't want multiple Juju users in the same party because it decreases their damage. At the same time, using a Juju is really, really cost effective for playing this floor. So you could try and become an archer for floor 5. If it works, but it might be smarter just to stick with mage, tank, or even berserker for this floor. But playing this floor is really, really profitable because you can get stuff like Overload books, Legion books, Shadow Assassin pieces, Shadow Furies, even the Shadow Assassin chestplate, which is worth a lot of money, and you can get like 20 mil from dropping one. If you're playing berserker, which is what I'd recommend, you should use 3/4 Shadow Assassin armor with a Flower of Truth or Livid Dagger, and a Yeti pet if you can afford it. It's kind of a big budget. If you have a good party in floor 5, it's pretty similar to Zealot farming. It's just a lot more fun, and there's more stuff you can get alongside money. Yeah, floor 5, super good for money at this stage. Kind of easy to get into if you want to go berserker. Maybe archer, I wouldn't recommend it. It's super difficult to get into parties. But yeah, it's fun, and it's pretty profitable. Alright, so once you've played floor 5 for a really, really long time, you can move on to the next stage if you've reached Cata 24. So, just from the Catacombs requirement, you can probably know that this is floor 7 running or frag running. So frag running is actually a super, super good money making method, and a lot of people don't touch it. So what frag running is pretty much just going into floor 7, clearing until blood, going to the blood room and killing the giant, and then leaving the dungeon and repeating. And you can usually get a frag run done in about 1.5 minutes or even under a minute if you're really fast. And yeah, you can make 1 million coins from one frag run if you get lucky, and it's about a 25% chance or a 20% chance to get the 1 million coin drop, which is really, really good. And if you can get that many done, you can make upwards of 10 million coins an hour just from frag running, and you get a lot of combat XP as well. So the requirements for this, obviously Catacombs 24, so you can even enter the dungeon. Then you're probably going to want, at the very bare minimum, Shadow Assassin armor, a Juju short bow, maybe a Necron head if you can afford it, and then some sort of either damage pet or health pet, depending on how easy it is. So to actually enter a dungeon by yourself, you're going to need a frag bot. There's this great Discord server for frag bots, and you can just go there and party the account that they give you, and it'll accept back, and then you can join the dungeon like this. So after frag running, you'll probably be able to make a lot more money than before, like substantially more, for very much less effort than you did before. So after you've racked up a decent amount of money, like maybe 20 to 30 mil, you can start flipping like wither armor pieces, especially the gemstone slots. You can watch my flipping guide, that's mostly what I talk about. You can also flip like wither goggles, livid daggers, etc. I just like wither armor because it's super high demand and then there's a lot of it, and there's usually a lot of flips. At this stage, you can also kind of start lowballing once you reach 30 or 40 mil. You can do it before, it doesn't really matter, but it's just the most efficient once you have this much money. Lowballing is really, really good. Like, you can make 10 mil in 10 minutes. It's stupidly good for money. I don't understand it, but lowballing's great, flipping's great, frag running's great. This stage of the game is all around pretty great. Right, so stage 6 is going to be when floor 7 becomes easy. And I'm pretty sure this is like a no-brainer as what you should do at this point, but you should play floor 7. Handles are at a crazy price. They're still crazy, even after so many like meta shifts and floor 7 shifts. They're still at almost 700 million coins for, I mean, it's like 1 in 1,000 or 1 in 600 or something. I forgot the drop rate, but it's crazy. You can also make a lot of money off of stuff like Wither Catalyst and Precursor Gears and Soul Eater and One For All and Wither Pieces. There's just so much stuff you can make money off of. Alongside the fact that if you Blood Rush, you can get the Giant and sometimes get Diamantes handles. So it's just like frag running, but better. You also get a ridiculous amount of Catacombs XP, and you get really good at the game. Frag running at this point is still kind of better than floor 7 if you just want quick cash, but floor 7 in total just gives you a lot more rewards, like Catacombs XP, and you can get essence and various items, and you have the chance of getting a handle, but if you just want cash, frag running is still better. So if you're flipping at this point, like I am kind of at this point right now, and I still flip wither armor and various stuff that's in this kind of stage of the game, like what I'm wearing right now. You can flip jujus, etc. I would still stay in this area, but if you want to flip larger items like giant swords, or that's really the only example, like atom splits, I don't know. You can try, but I just like this stuff. And yeah, that's pretty much stage 6. Alright, so now we're reaching the point where I kind of haven't stepped into yet, but this is just kind of what I've heard from other people, and I know this is really good for money. So stage 7 is mining. Everyone knows mining is like ridiculously good for money, but it's ridiculously annoying to get. So what you can do, you can kind of start mining, even though it's going to be worse than frag running or floor 7 running unless you get really, really into it. Like, I kind of got a mining setup with like Sorrow armor and a gauntlet, etc. And I was only making like 4 to 5 mil an hour, maybe less. But if you get a max setup, max powder tree, which takes hundreds of hours, by the way, if you just grind the chests and the crystal hollows for powder, you can make like 30, 40, 50 mil an hour just from mining gemstones. Like, that's crazy. Just get a full set of Devon armor and like a gauntlet or a 655 and a max powder tree, max Heart of the Mountain, which is going to take a really long time, but it's probably worth it if you have that amount of time to put into the game. As for flipping in this stage, you can really start flipping high value items now, like Ender Dragon pets, giant swords, hypermax stuff maybe, expensive pets like blaze pets, terminators, hyperions, etc. You can start investing all of your cash in your purse into flips and just leaving them there for a while. Eventually it'll make you a lot of money, but you won't have as much to spend, obviously. It's really, really good though, because the higher value an item is, the more of a flip you can make on it. Like, I've seen people make 200 mil from a single flip on like a Hyperion or something, and that's crazy. Like, who doesn't want that? So yeah, you can still flip lower value items. You can keep lowballing, buying people's profiles. Just flipping is really good. You can probably make more than mining, and there's like no requirements at all. It's amazing. And then the last stage, it's just flipping. There's nothing you can do that's better than flipping. The more money you have, the more money you can make. Lowballing is honestly better than flipping at this point, because you can get people trying to sell you crazy items that they need sold then, and you can get hundreds of millions of coins from one flip. You might be able to go into exotics if you really want to, but I don't like it. Exotics are really risky. Yeah, flipping overall, best money making method, but there's still a lot of other ones you can use to get to the point that I am. And yeah, that's it.